Hey guys, so I'm really excited to show you the style for today, which is going to be the Tousled Texture. So what's really cool about this is it's really going to bring that effortless style into your photographs. So you take and you've worked all this and you've done this great color application, but you go to take the picture and it just seems very lackluster. It's not really coming out the way that you want it to. Well, the great thing about this is going to give a lot of dimension, a lot of texture, but it's not going to look messy. It's going to be a very polished look. So first, what we've done is I've taken and prepped our mannequin. So if your client comes in, she's already got clean hair. If you're not doing, say if you're not going to wash it and you're just, you're doing a style and taking pictures to show off your work, but you're not going to wash it, you can always just go ahead and prep prep your client with dry shampoo. In this instance, we have shampooed. So we had prepped my client with a volumizing shampoo and volumizing conditioner from Kenra. So that's going to give us a nice clean canvas to work on and go off of, and also build some volume. So what we're going to do is we're going to use our volume mousse, hold number 12, with the hold value of 12, sorry. And what we're going to do with this is make sure you shake it up really well. So like all of our mousses in Kenra and Kenra Platinum, this is going to be alcohol free. So don't be scared to use a bit of it, because you're going to want to really use some. It's not going to use too much. It's not going to be flaky or sticky or anything, since there's no alcohol in it. So we want to make sure that we've got enough in there. So what we're going to do is take it and put it on a wide tooth comb, and we're just going to brush it through to make sure we have good even saturation. A little bit more on there. Want to make sure that we've got this really, really saturated through our client's hair. So you may use a little bit more than you would expect, just because you may be thinking, no, don't use very much, but don't be scared of using too much. It is alcohol free. It's got a great heat protectant of 450 degrees built into the product. So you're really going to use that to also build up on, and it's going to protect our client's hair throughout the whole demonstration and the whole style. All right, so now that we've got this nicely worked through very evenly, what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and do a blow dry. So before we really touch our client's hair with a round brush, because we're going to use for volume, we're going to do a volumizing blowout. Before we even touch our client with our round brush, you want to get it about 80 to 90% dry before you hit the round brush and you start building up. So what we're going to do is just going to go ahead and do the volumizing blow dry. We're really going to focus on over directing to really get some nice root lift. So at the base of our client's hair towards the scalp, we're going to have some really nice lift. So we'll go ahead and round brush. We're going to go ahead and blow dry and then round brush it out. Okay, so now we've got our model, our mannequin. We have her now dried and blow dried, so we have, you can see this nice volume that we did build by over directing, and especially with using that mousse, it really did help build up from the root and give us that nice lift. So what we're going to do now, if you want to look back at your application cards, so we're going to use this, we're going to do 4 separate parts. So we are going to go off of the center part like in the application card, but if you don't use the center part, just if your client uses a part off to the side, then make that your part also. So what we're going to do is we are going to do one part down the middle. And we're going to do our first sections on the side. So we're going to go from the top of our head, our client's head, straight down. And we will pin this out of the way. On both sides. So let's go ahead and do the other side as well. All right, so the really cool thing about right here is on the back section, we're actually going to do a zigzag parting down the center. So what this is going to do is be able to marry both sides together without giving the collision point where 2 curls are going opposite ways and hit each other and cause a separation. By doing the zigzag sectioning in the back, it's going to give us that nice easy transition from curl to curl to help us get the wave and the texture that we're looking for. So we're just going to go straight from the top zigzag all the way down to the nape. So you can see, we've got that nice zigzag pattern all the way in the back. So we're just going to take and clip these sections here. So we're actually going to be working on the front first. So we're going to go back to the front of our client's hair. Make sure she's all clipped out of the way. So in this section, we are going to take and do a parting in the middle. So we're just going to take and break this section into two sections to make it a little bit easier. So we'll do a slight angle. It's very important every time you do any type of sectioning that you do really clean sections, because it's going to help you with your style and keep building on to exactly what you're wanting to do. Because as hairstylists, every single thing that we do that needs to be done with a purpose. So we're going to take one of your heat block sprays. So we're actually going to be using the thermal spray, the thermal styling spray with the color lock technology on this client. You can use any of the favorite heat block sprays, thermal protectants like heat block spray to do this with, depending on your client's needs, or especially using one of the newer innovations like the thermal styling protection, the thermal styling spray. Because I think it's really good to talk to your clients about using some of the new products, because maybe they just don't exactly know how to really use the product. So it's part of our jobs as stylists to educate our clients into their products, because you never know, they may find their next favorite product and not even realize that that's their favorite product until you teach them really how to use it, or they're using it wrong. So what we're going to do in this section, if you see back in your application card, we're going to take this bottom section here, and we're going to take a spot out. So we're going to do about 3 sections here, so we're going to use our iron about 3 times. So what we're going to do is, so I'm using a Marcel iron. You can use a spring-loaded iron if you would like. It depends on what your comfort is. I just particularly like to use the Marcel iron. So we're going to take our thermal protectant spray. So I'm using the Color Maintenance Thermal Spray. We're going to give a nice good spray. And so what we're going to be doing is this curl is actually going to go towards the face instead of away from the face. So that's going to be a little bit different than maybe what you're used to, because everybody thinks of pulling it away from your client's face, but it's actually going to give a little bit of that texture for that look that we're looking for. So what we're going to do is actually the twist out method when we use this for this curl. So let's go right ahead. Like I said, we're going to start towards our client's face. And with the twist out, we're leaving a little bit of the piece out. And as we pull it, we're going to let it out. And this last little bit, we're going to twist and smooth out. So you can see it gives you that nice, beautiful, elongated curl, which is going to give us more of a wave instead of that tighter curl if you was to use it the whole way out. So we're going to move to our next section, our next subsection, sorry. Use a little bit of our spray. And I'm using about a 1.5 inch iron. You can use I would say anything between a 1 and a 1.5 inch iron for this style, because if it's too much tighter, it's going to give you a different look, or if it's too long, it may fall out and not give you that texture that you're looking for. So this one, we're going to do the twist out. This whole entire thing is going to be twist out, but we're actually going to go away from the face. So the first one is going to go towards the face. The next 2 are actually going to go away from the face. We're going to do that nice twist, pull. So the twist out gives us that nice little finished edge, which is really what we want for this style. And then one more away from the face. Twist and pull down. So now it's very important to not break up any of your curls. Since we are setting the thermal bond within our hair, it is going to need to set for a little bit and cool down, and it helps make it really a lot stronger for the thermal bonds. So when we do that at the very end, it's going to be nice and cool and give us a bit more hold and longevity. So on this top section here, we are going to take a triangle out. So we're going to take pretty much like the very front, the bangs, and we're going to take that out. And we'll just put those off to the side because we're going to do those last. So we have this top section here. So depending on how much hair your client has, you can do 3 or you could do maybe 4 sections. So if she has a lot more hair, you can do 4 sections. So with this one, I'll show you with the comb. So we're actually going to take this section here. Let's see. We'll take this first section, and we're actually going to take this at a slight diagonal, and we're going to do 2 back and 2 forward. If you don't have enough space, you can do 2 back and 1 back and 2 forward, or vice versa. So we actually have enough space to do 4 sections. So we're going to do 4 of the diagonal sections. And since we're doing that slight diagonal here, you can see we're going to do diagonal. And we'll clip this out of the way. Use a little bit of our spray. We're going to start going away. So this one's going to be going away from our client's face. So we're going to do 2 away and 2 towards. So you notice you twist every time you pull it off. You pull it down and you twist because it's called a twist out. So we're just going to twist out the rest of the hair. Gives it a nice, beautiful finished edge, finished end. All right, so now we're on our second section. So these two are going to go towards the face. All right, see how nice that looks. So we got nice and long curls. It's going to give us some great, beautiful texture. And so what we're going to do on this front section is, for the front section, we're actually going to do this one away from the face. It depends on what the style is you're actually looking for and how you want your end result to be. So we're going to spray this. So we're actually going to take and over direct this forward a little bit. It's going to get that nice, especially for a picture, it's going to get that nice coverage, a nice beautiful drape. So a lot of times our clients really don't want their pictures taken with their face, but if you're going to do a profile picture the side of somebody's face, you can definitely do this. It's going to get that nice beautiful look. So instead of pulling it back, we're going to leave it forward. I'm just going to do this one away. It's going to be directed more down towards the face. Twist, 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 twist. And look at that. Look how pretty that is. All right, so we're going to let this cool. We're not going to touch this part. We're going to repeat the exact same thing on the other side, on the left side of our client. All right, so now that we've finished both sections, you can see everything looks equal on both sides, and it's very important, especially when you're doing something through a middle part, that both sides are going to look exactly the same, because that's really the whole point. So as you can see, we've got these last sections here. So now we're going to move to our last sections, our back sections. So we're just going to go ahead and lightly pin this out of our way. We don't want to pin too hard because we don't want to really crush all that work we just did to mess up all of that beautiful curls on the sides. So what we're going to do is we are going to go ahead and take this back section and we're going to split it in half. And we're going to use a zigzag parting again. You see that nice zigzag part here? We're going to clip this up. And then again, we're going to take down, we're going to do a zigzag part on the way down as well. We're going to take this and twist this and clip this out of the way. So these bottom sections here, we are going to go ahead and do a curl, and we're going to do these away from the face. So both of these bottom sections are actually going to be turned away from the face. And we'll do this one here. Nice. Right, so now we go to our top section. And this one's a little bit bigger, so we're going to do 3 different sections. And we're going to zigzag part as well. On the back, doing the zigzag part is going to help diffuse, again, those collision lines where we have all these that go together. It's really going to keep that nice and diffused. So we're going to take this first one here. We're going to take our spray. We're spraying. Now, these first 2 sections are going to go towards the face, not away from the face. So we're going to take this. Sorry. Make sure I hold it the right way. So we're going to go towards the face. A nice twist out braid. And then again, do our zigzag parts because we want to keep this all zigzagged in the back. We're not going to do any straight parts in the back. Spray our spray, our thermal spray, which we're using to finish and to use this as the layer spray. We're using the thermal color protectant. And we're going to go towards the face again. So now you can, instead of use the color protectant, the thermal spray that we're using, you can absolutely use the heat block spray. Say if your client's like, oh yeah, I have a really hard time of holding any type of curl or texture, then you would want to go ahead and use something maybe a little bit stronger. Since this one's only got an 11 hold in the thermal spray, this is going to give us a nice easy look. But if they want it to really last a long time, they may need something else, which is the heat block spray, which does have a hold of 22. And so this last section is going to go away from the face. Sorry, this is going to go away from the face. So the bottom 2 sections go away, the top 2 sections go forward, and then the last one goes away. And we're going to repeat the same thing on the other side. So we're going to take our halfway, we're going to split this in half by doing a nice zigzag part, pin this up, take this subsection, zigzag, split it into 2, and both of these will go away from the face. away from the face again. You see, like this Sophia has some relatively shorter hair, so you could definitely do this on a client that has, you know, shoulder length hair. You could do it on somebody that also has a little bit longer hair. Gives that great, nice texture. And since you are doing the twist out technique, it is going to be a lot easier to do this on long hair as well, because you're not going to have to worry about having it too tight at the base versus not at the ends, because you're doing that nice, beautiful wave. All right, so these are going to go towards, since we're on the section again, these first two subsections are both going to go towards your client. And then this last section, we're going to go away from the face. It's the very last section on this top, so we're going to do it towards the middle part of the hair of our client's head. All right, let me take off our clips. Beautiful. So we got that nice body, a lot of texture. So we're going to take our dry oil control spray. Just do a light spray. And so since we've let that cool on these sections, we'll start on the front since it's not really quite cooled on the back. So this is the part that's going to be really the cool part, is like taking and brushing out this. I like to use a wide tooth comb, because if you use anything that's a little bit more like a brush or something, you have a chance of pulling out all those beautiful curls and texture and waves that you just put into your client's hair. So you want to take this very easily and pull it through. You want to take, just pull this through. Just easily brush this down the back. Right, and so little pro tip, as we get ready and we finish, we take and brush this out, but we really want to kind of detail it a little bit more. What we're going to do is a technique called palming or ribbing. So we're going to take our dry oil control spray, spray it into our palm, and also our volume spray 25, spray it into our palm. We're going to emulsify this through both hands. And what we're going to do is we're going to take through and we're going to detail. We're just going to pull it through our palms. And what this does is, you can see, it gives those nice ribbons. Kind of helps really pull these pieces together. We really want to especially do this on the front, because that's where we really want to see all of those nice, beautiful pieces and curls. Beautiful. All right, since we've done that, next thing is we're going to take a kabuki brush, because in pictures you never want to really see the flyaways across the top, because those are what's really going to show up in the pictures. So I like to take a kabuki brush, and one of the stronger hold hairsprays, I would use one of the higher holds like the volume spray 25, or something with a little bit more hold than like the control spray that's only going to hold 14. You're going to take this, do it a little bit closer so you can see it. So you can see these flyaways across the top. I'm going to take the volume spray, I'm going to spray it on top of the kabuki brush, and we'll just come right down and sweep through. See how it just lays those hairs down? Very nice. So now, look, you have no flyaways for your perfect, flawless pictures. So look how pretty that is, how much texture and tousled waves this is. Gives that nice definition. It really helps those highlights really pop out and show your work that you have. So you have anybody, as we've been doing this, that's just popped in your head that's like, oh man, so-and-so would be perfect for the tousled look, for that tousled textured look. Fantastic. I really think you're going to like this one. It's a very easy way to give a lot of depth and beauty into your pictures and to your clients for the extra style. And it really doesn't take very long to do this start to finish when you're doing it on the client.